If you've been unwell and you've worked in the UK paying national insurance contributions for 2 years, you may be entitled to ESA Employment Support Allowance. Even if you have savings, a partner who's working with savings, if you're self-employed or a migrant worker. And despite what you may have heard or what you might be thinking, employment support allowance is not a benefit, it's contributions-based support. In this video, I'm going to explain who can claim employment support allowance and give some calm clarity without all the jargon. So the government has in place something called employment support allowance. If you have a disability, a health condition that affects how much you can work, so you still also may be eligible to claim employment and support allowance if you are still working with certain conditions. ESA gives you money to help with the living costs if you've been unable to work, support to get back into work if you're able to, and the eligibility criteria is you can claim for employment and support allowance if you're under state pension age and have a disability or health condition that affects how much you can work. You also need to have both worked as an employee or have been self-employed, paid enough national insurance contributions, usually the last 2 to 3 years. National insurance credits also count. On the government website, there's a link to check your national insurance record to see if there's any gaps, so you can know before you apply. You cannot get new style ESA if you claim statutory sick pay or job seekers allowance. Claiming universal credit and new style ESA, you might be able to get universal credit at the same time or instead of new style ESA. If you get both benefits, your universal credit payment is reduced by the amount of new style ESA that you get. New style ESA will usually be paid more regularly than universal credit. You also get different national insurance credits which count towards your state pension and help you qualify for other benefits. Again, there's a check on the government website to see if you're eligible for universal credit. If your statutory sick pay is due to end, you can apply for new style ESA up to 3 months before your statutory sick pay ends. You'll start getting new style ESA as soon as your statutory sick pay ends. If you're working, you can apply whether you're in or out of work, and there are certain conditions to working while claiming ESA. You can usually work while claiming ESA if both of the following apply. You work less than 16 hours a week and you do not earn more than £195.50 per week. You can do as many hours of voluntary work as you like. The job centre, tell the Job Centre Plus about your work, including any volunteering, when you make a claim. If you're already claiming ESA and want to start working, there's a form that you can fill in. It's called ESA Permitted Work Form, and then you can send it off if you would like to do the permitted work as described, less than 16 hours per week and not earning more than £195.50. I think the most important thing that I want people to understand about the eligibility for Employment and Support Allowance is that it's a contributions-based benefit. So providing that you've paid in your national insurance contributions and worked over the last 2 years, and you are unable to work due to disability or sickness, that means if you're self-employed and you can't get statutory sick pay, if you're a migrant worker, you can still apply for Employment and Support Allowance. I think the other thing that people don't always realise as well is the part about still being able to work part-time with the permitted work aspect of Employment and Support Allowance. So it's really important to check. You don't rule yourself out. You may be eligible to claim. So if you've got any questions, let me know in the chat and I'll get back to you. I'm going to be doing a series on ESA. This one is around the eligibility criteria. The next one coming up is going to be what you'll get, and please subscribe so you don't miss the next set of installment, and drop me a comment below if you've got any questions or you want any further information.